Alright, it's time for another tier list of every single member of another species from the Super Mario universe. This time, we're covering the Koopas. Recently, I did the Toads, and even more recently, I did the Shy Guys. And now we're doing the Koopas, and realistically, I could make this extremely broad and cover every single member and subspecies of the Koopas, the Dry Bones, the Paratroopas, the Lockatoos, the Spinies, the Buzzies, the main guys like Bowser and all that, but I'm sort of just limiting it down to the main Koopas that you think of when you think Koopa. So I've just got the Koopas and all of those variants, the Koopa Paratroopas and all those variants, the Dry Bones, and a couple extras just being Bowser and the Koopalings, just because they're pretty important. So, to get right into it, with the F tier, we've got probably the ugliest thing on this list. Something this ugly obviously came from an 80s animated thing. This time it's not the Super Show, though. This time it's some Japanese exclusive movie called Peach Hime Kyuhutsu Dai Sasuken, or Ku. I'm not going to try and pronounce it, except I just did, but oops. Whatever it's called, this thing's called Shisai, and this is like that humanoid weird version of Gary, where he's in like the library. This is like that level of just weird and uncanny. Like, it's like an elderly dude, but then its face is a Koopa head. It is just so gross. All of these things from the 80s movies and shows are so disgusting. Moving on, we've got State Troopa. It's a weird-looking Koopa with a mohawk and like a security guard outfit or something. But again, it just looks weird, mainly because it's the Super Show. Then we've got this disgusting thing called the Mural Koopa from Paper Mario Sticker Star. This looks like it's like the middle stage of like an Animorphs cover where the kid is turning into a Koopa. It's so weird. It's like a regular Koopa, but then the arms and legs are just weirdly human. But anyway, we'll move into the D tier with Alarm Koopa, which is technically a variant of Bowser. But really, it's not a sentient thing or character at all. It's just the alarm icon for the Super Mario Bros. Game & Watch, released in 1986. And it's really just nothing too special and also looks kind of weird, so yeah. Then we've got Wendy Koopa, the lowest ranking Koopaling just because she looks weird, and her boss battles are 100% the most annoying of the Koopalings. And the reason I say that is just because of the bouncing rings, and also because, at least in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, there's water in it, and water levels always are terrible. Then we've got the Postmaster, who just has this weirdly placed mustache on him, which doesn't really look cool or right on his design. Also, I've made fun of this in the other videos, those like gleaming white glasses that they like to put on characters. I just think they look kind of dumb. Then we've got Sergeant Flutter, which is pretty much the same thing, just without a mustache. Dark Paratroopa, specifically the one from Super Paper Mario. There's a lot of enemies that are dark and then the enemy. And it takes that literally because it's literally just the silhouette. So there's literally nothing going on because it's just a silhouette. So I can't really say anything good about it, so it's in D tier. Then we've got the Elite Dry Bones from Superstar Saga. Dry Bones in this game look kinda dumb, honestly. The Dry Bones 5-stack from Color Splash, it's literally just 5 Dry Bones, but paper ones lined up, so it just kinda looks like one, because the others are obscured. So it's really nothing special. Then we've got the Kung Fu Koopa from Pagoda Peak in Mario Party 7. Not a fan of like the weird ponytail thing, also just kind of a weird design. Then we've got Koopa Crag from Mario Party DS, another just elderly Koopa dude. Not much to say about him. Anyway, then we've got Colorado from Paper Mario. There's this picture of him here. He looks kind of weird with the mustache and everything. I don't know. Then Kent C. Koopa, also from Paper Mario. This looks like Francis from Super Paper Mario, but if he was a Koopa and not a chameleon, aka dumb. Then Hookbill the Koopa, which literally looks like the last thing, just without the glasses. Then we've got Holly Koopa from Mario Party 8. One reason she's this low is just because her purpose is kind of dumb. Every time I've ever interacted with her on the map she appears in, it's like, you buy a candy, and then she'll be like, hey, can I buy this candy off of you? And it's like, no, you can't, because I just bought it for like 15 coins, and you're gonna give me 5 for it? Then we've got Space Troopa, which is this thing. Looks more like just a turtle, and not a Koopa. But yeah, it's the Super Show, so you can't expect anything good anyway. Then we've got Snortus, which is a variant from Mario Bros. Wonder. Practically a new species entirely, but I guess it fits in with Koopas, at least that's what the Mario Wiki says. But its weird pig-like nose just really throws the design off. Then we've got the Koopa Troopa 6-stack. I really can't say anything about this. Then we've got Dark Koopa from Super Paper Mario, same thing as the Paratroopa one. And finally the Beach Koopa, which is the unshelled Koopa, and it just looks kind of weird because he has like a tank top on, and I don't know, put your shell back on. I see he's running for it here. C tier. We're gonna start with Koopa Kid, not Bowser Jr., not Junior Troopa, and not Baby Bowser, but Koopa Kid, the Mario Party exclusive bad guy character. He's mainly this low not because of his design, but just because of who he is. He's obnoxious in all of the Mario parties he appears in, and also his voice is annoying. He just goes like, wow, every time he speaks, and it's like, shut up, dude, you're annoying. Just let Bowser do all the work. And Bowser Jr. even existed in some of the games he appeared in, so like, step aside. You are useless now. Bowser Jr. exists, and he's better than you. Then we've got Shiny Robo Bowser, which I think is the final boss of Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, and it just looks kind of dumb. They could have done a lot better with this. Just the fact that it's Bowser wearing a costume of himself is really stupid. Then we've got Rookie, which is Bowser, one of his alter egos per se from Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Just not too much special going on here. Then we've got Blockhead Bowser, which is the final boss of Mario Party DS. It's Bowser, but he's like a Rubik's Cube. This boss battle controls obnoxiously, so I'm taking some points off. Also, it's literally just a block. Then we've got Iggy Koopa, probably like the objectively weirdest design among the Koopalings. If it's not Wendy, then it's this dude. Then Koopa General, which is like the sentient blue shell Koopa from the Mario Bros. Movie. I honestly just think the Koopas look kind of dumb in that movie, especially this one with the goofy hat, so yeah. Then we've got the Roving Racers, which are these wannabe Koopa the Quicks from Mario Odyssey, followed by the 3 Masters from Mario Golf Super Rush, Master Stinger, Lob, and Duff. Their little hoods just look kind of silly, so yeah. Then we've got Kylie Koopa from Partners in Time. I think the hat here looks kind of weird, but I don't really have too much else to say about it. Then we've got Koop Lee from Thousand Year Door. Koopy Koo, also from that game. Koopa as he appears as a host in Mario Party 4, where he's got the Hawaiian shirt on. And the only reason I'm even including this one, because it technically is just a Koopa Troopa. That board that he hosts in that game, Koopa Seesaw, whatever, I messed that up. That's one of the worst boards ever invented, so he put that together, and I hate him for it. Then we've got the Koopa Shepherdess and the Koopa Master, both from Mario Party 7. Koopa Coot, which is just another generic elderly Koopa. Colorado's Wife from Paper Mario. Egyptian Koopa from Mario Pinball Land, which looks kind of cool in this art here, but in the actual sprite it looks really stupid. Or not stupid, but just uncanny. Then we've got the Mad Green Koopa from Super Princess Peach, and that's literally what it is. It's a Mad Green Koopa. Then the Bombshell Koopa, which is the knockoff Koopa from Super Mario Land, followed by the Body Slam Koopa. This very descriptive sprite here, you can really tell what's going on. And lastly, the blue Electro Koopa from Mario Sunshine. This is just a very weird and disproportionate design. Moving into B tier, we've got the Shopkeeper Koopa Kid. He's a slightly more chill version of the regular Koopa Kid. He appears exclusively in one of the shops in the Bowserland map, only in Mario Party 2. First of all, he's red, which looks cooler than green, at least on this design. And also he's got a monocle, so yeah. Then we've got Meowser, which is furry Bowser. Bowletta, which is a really ugly design. I only put it this high just because it's like, I guess, an important character, and it transitions into Cacoletta's soul, and also the black, shadowy version of it looks kind of cool. Also, I should mention this video sort of functions as a way for you to just see all of the different variants of Koopas and Bowser that you might not know exist. Then we've got Ludwig von Koopa. The best thing I have to say about this dude is just that in Super Mario World, he's the only Koopaling who actually keeps the regular formula for a Koopaling fight. Aside from that, he's not too gross looking of a Koopaling, but not the best either. Then we've got the Koopa Paratroopa Trio, Corporal Paraplunk from Bowser's Inside Story, the bucket on his head, not a fan of that. Then we've got the Paper Paratroopa, just that generic enemy, as well as the shiny Paratroopas from Sticker Star, with just like the square hollow foil on them. That's just kind of like a lame variant of an enemy. I think they do that with like every single enemy in that game. There's a shiny version where it's literally just like slightly sparkly. And then in addition to that, we've got the shiny Koopa Troopa, the regular one. We've also got the Mad GP Troopa from Super Princess Peach, which stands for Mad Green Paratroopa, because all of the enemy names from that game are very long. So long that they're shortened like that sometimes. Then we've got the Z Koopa from Hotel Mario. Yes, we're even talking about that awful game. But this one's honestly kind of cool. He's got a bow tie on and a black shell, which is pretty uncommon for Koopas. We've got GRP Troopa, aka Glad Red Paratroopa, also from Super Princess Peach. Parabones, which is the flying dry bones. Paper Dry Bones, which is the Paper Dry Bones. And then we've got 2,000-year door variants of Paper Dry Bones, being Dull Bones and Dark Bones. Honestly, the designs are pretty cool overall. I just think the hair is kind of goofy. Then we've got Parakarry, which is one of the dudes from Paper Mario. And then I guess this is something that doesn't have an official English name because it's known as either Mecha Noko Noko or also Kame Hodai, which is a boss from Yoshi Safari, and it's a Koopa inside of a mechanical Koopa. But you know, it doesn't look bad. It's kind of cool, honestly. Then we've got Koops, the dude from the 1,000-Year Door. Captain Koopa Troopa, which is just a Koopa with a flag attached to his shell. Terrapin, which is like a worse-looking version of something we'll get to later. Snooza Koopa, which is definitely better looking than that blue Electro Koopa, but still kind of weird. Roller Koopa, I'm honestly a fan of the pink shell. It's just that the roller skates are kind of weird. I feel like I'm saying kind of weird of everything, but I'm not wrong. I mean, at least in my humble opinion, pretty much everything so far has at least one thing that takes it down quite a bit in terms of design because it's just kind of weird. I've probably said that a million times on this channel, honestly, among just every video I've ever made, because I've called a lot of character designs kind of weird for some reason or another. Anyway, we've got the Robo Koopa, mainly just loses points for being from the Super Show and having that gross art style that has. Otherwise, it's a pretty cool design. The red Electro Koopa, which definitely looks better than the blue one as well. The Paper Macho Koopa Troopa, which is this thing from the Origami King. Paper Koopa Troopa, just that general thing. The Koopelian from Partners in Time. The Koopa Paratroopa, you know, just the Paratroopa. Glad Red Koopa from Super Princess Peach. Climbing Koopas from originally Super Mario World. And lastly, On Koopa, which is the big fat Koopa from Mario Superstar Saga. Honestly, for who he is as a character, I should have put him lower just because, like, he's literally just a living roadblock, and those are always stupid, but he's kind of cute, I guess. Moving into the A tier, we've got the Koopa Bros, which are these epic-looking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Koopa dudes from the original Paper Mario. Then we've got the legendary Koopa the Quick. You can't hate Koopa the Quick. He's like the OG of not evil Koopas. Then Baby Bowser, who literally looks identical to Bowser Jr., so I put it on the same tier as Bowser Jr., which we'll get to later. Shrowser, which is just Bowser cursed by Elder Princess Shroob from Partners in Time. Molten Bowser, which is, get this, not even from a Mario game, it's from Skylanders. Because the one time they did that crossover of Donkey Kong and Bowser for some reason, and I guess there's a boss called Molten Bowser. Then we've got Mega Dragon Bowser from Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which also looks pretty cool. And yes, most of A tier is just taken up by Bowser forms because Bowser is a pretty cool design. We've got Giga Bowser from Smash, Dry Bowser, Castle Bowser. I would have put this in S, honestly, but I took it down a bit just for the fact that I genuinely think the boss battle was a little underwhelming. Then we've got Bowsian, which would probably also go in S tier if it weren't for the fact that his weapon of choice is a tennis racket. Then Black Bowser, Bowser himself, and Bowser Jr., followed by Lemmy Koopa, probably the cutest of the Koopalings. Also, he's the only one that doesn't have actually damaging projectiles. He just has the little bouncy balls. And then Morton Koopa Jr., which is probably the most unique looking of the Koopalings, just because he's the only one that isn't like yellow in color, and he's also just a pretty cool design. Then Notwing the Koopa, which is pretty much Hookbill from earlier, but made of yarn, and the Yarn Yoshi aesthetic is so epic. Maybe epic's not the word, but cute. I just didn't want to say cute. But it's cute. Anyway, Paper Macho Koopa Paratroopa. That's the name. It's a long one, but, you know, not a bad design. I've ranked some of the other Paper Macho things a lot lower than this, but this is probably the coolest looking one. Paratroopy from Superstar Saga. The gold Paratroopa. I just love anything that's golden. I've said that before, so yeah, he's up here. Then KP Paratroopa, which is pretty much just a paper version of the Golden Paratroopa, but he's also got these epic shades as a bonus. Then Vomer, which is just this red version of Drybones. Sad Drybones, which is this, you'd never guess, sad version of Drybones. And also, it looks like it's from Terraria, honestly, so I gave it some bonus points. Also, I keep saying bonus points or minus points. I didn't actually, like, do this on some kind of number scale to rank these. I'm just saying that, like, metaphorically. Anyway, Cooper from Paper Mario. Junior Troopa from Paper Mario as well. This thing is really cute. Wereturtle, probably the only cool-looking thing from the Super Show. Still a little gross with the art style, but it's honestly pretty cool. Then we've got the regular Troopy, the regular KP Koopa, the regular Gold Koopa, Drybones himself, Dark Noko Noko, which is pretty much like a cosmic clone version of Koopa, and that finishes up the A tier. So lastly, for the S tier, we've got Wonder Bowser Jr., definitely the coolest appearance Bowser Jr. has ever had. Fury Bowser, probably the coolest appearance Bowser himself has ever had, especially the silver variant. Koopa Troll, this is the better version of the Terrapin I mentioned earlier. I don't even know if they're actually related, they just kind of look similar, but this just looks really cool, honestly. Then the Dark Koopa, as well as the Dark Paratroopa. This is probably the only purple Koopa variant I can even think of, or just having a purple shell, and also they've got those epic sunglasses. So it's a really cool design. And then also the Shady Koopa and Shady Paratroopa, which are pretty much the same things, just of a more like dried out design, but also a light blue shell. And it's honestly just pretty cool overall. It's kind of like a wintry aesthetic, aside from the sunglasses. Then Dreamy Bowser, which is this epic glowing rainbow version of Bowser. Cuzzle, which is the highest ranking old Koopa on this list. I just genuinely think this is a pretty good design. And it's weird to say this about a character that is like an elderly turtle, but it almost looks kind of cute. And also just the fact that, like, he's blue. I can't think of a single other Koopa who is blue and not yellow. He's pretty unique. Then Gold Dry Bowser, which is like just one of those shovelware, throw it into one of the spin-offs like Mario Kart things that doesn't need to exist, but at the same time it looks really cool. And lastly, And by lastly, I don't mean this is like number one spot, because none of this was actually in order aside from being in tiers. We've got Roy Koopa, who has always been, since I was a young chap playing New Super Mario Bros. Wii, has always been my favorite Koopaling. I don't know what it is about him, he just looks cool. I guess young me was like, oh, he's got sunglasses on, that means he's automatically really cool. I don't know, though. Maybe he is the number one spot, honestly. I've always had a soft spot for Roy Koopa. But anyway, that's just my opinion, that's just my list. That's it for now. Again, I could have included a lot more, but I didn't want this video to just be obnoxiously long and potentially boring or just uninteresting because of it. That's the Koopa tier list. But anyway, if you like this, consider liking, subscribing, and commenting, and thanks for watching.